everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show how to use a Terraform. It's a software that is for writing some codes and creating infrastructure. It is effective and useful for different cloud providers, but in this video I'm going to show how to use in the Google Cloud. I'm going to show step by step how to create an instance through the Terraform code, but first we're going to start to install it. So let's try free in Windows 10. Download, and we choose the right operating system. I'm in Windows. I download it. Then I go to the downloads, and we have to unzip it and extract it. So now it's ready, the folder, and we copy. We go to this location and we paste it. After we have done this step, we go to environment and we have to configure the environmental variable. We can go inside the Terraform folder and we have to copy this path, go to the environment, go to path, and we can add it. And we can go in command prompt and check the version, and we see that the Terraform is already installed in our operating system. For our case, we're gonna use a Visual Studio Code, and we're gonna run a simple Terraform code, and we're gonna try to build a virtual machine or instance in our Google Cloud account. So first, we can go and create a file. We're gonna name main, and for the Terraform, we have to use the extension TF. I have create here some steps how to write the code and how to run it. Before we start working, we choose here the terminal that we want to use, and I'm going to use the command prompt. We make sure that the gcloud is already installed. We see if the Terraform is installed. Let's see again. We open again. Okay, now we are ready. It just needed to restart the Visual Studio Code to show all the changes that they are done. Also, we have the gcloud version, and we have already installed even the gcloud. And after that, we have here some steps how to create a default credential or authentication. This is very important because otherwise you're gonna have a problem to connect with your Google Cloud account. So we run Google Cloud authentication and we leave it default login. It's gonna ask us for permissions and we're gonna allow it. After that, we can start working with our instance. We close this. We have already create, let's do a clean. We have already created our file, the main TV. That's going to be our configuration file for our Terraform code. As you can see here, I have created previously some code. Here is the provider. In our case is Google. If you're gonna run in AWS, you're gonna provide AWS or Azure, whichever company provider you want. It's very important to provide the name of the cloud provider that you want to run this code. Also is the project. We have to specify the project ID, which is in this case, the project ID is the ID of my project that I want to run my instance. And let's go back here. And then is the region. If you go to your Google Cloud account and you try to create your instance, here is the region and the zone. These are very important to specify when you create your instance. So we choose Oregon, since we live in Oregon and is closer. And then the zone. So here is the code for the Oregon has this region code and the zone has this region code. So I copy paste these region codes and I put here. Then the Google Cloud, the Terraform works with the resources. So we have to specify what kind of thing we are asking Terraform to create in our Google Cloud account. And in this way, we want to create an instance. Then we have Google Compute Instance. It's just like going here. You go to Google Compute an instance. So this is the specification of the resource. We give a name to this instance for the Terraform, and then we start creating our instance. Our instance is going to have a name. Let's call my instance number 8. And then it's going to have a machine type. Let's go back here. After we have created, it's kind of the same steps, just like creating with graphical. Here is the machine type. We choose the micro one, A2 macro. So we have to specify that machine type. And then we have the boot disk. Let's go back here. We go here. And we have the boot disk here. We opened and we can go here to Ubuntu. And then we can choose Ubuntu 2004 LTC. And let's okay, 2004 LTC. And here is Ubuntu OS Cloud. So we are asking for a Cloud Ubuntu, and is specified Ubuntu 2004 LTC. So that is the images, that is like a parameter from the boot disk. And it is required for your instance to specify even the network where this instance is going to be created. It is not part of this video to create private networks, but we're going to specify that our instance is going to be created in a default network. So we don't have to do further configurations. And this is the configuration that you do for your instance. We copy all this code and we go to the VS Code and we paste it. So now I have the provider, I have the project ID where my instance is going to be created, the region, the zone. I have specified the resource. So in this way, it's going to be a Google Cloud compute instance. You can use the Terraform code even to create buckets, but for the resource, you have to specify what kind of service and what kind of resources you want to use for your Terraform code that you want to implement in your Google Cloud. And then is the boot disk. Here is only the images. That is very important to specify what operating system you want to run in your instance. These are very basic configurations, but if you want to do more detailed configuration in your instance, you can go even further. And then the network configuration, this is required. If you don't specify the network, you cannot run the instance. The Google Cloud has to understand what kind of, where you want to save this instance, where you want to create in what network. And in our case, since we are creating a simple one, we're gonna leave default. So we save it, and now we start Google G Cloud. Let's go and do the authentication again, just to make sure that we're not gonna have a problem. G Cloud version. Okay. G Clouds. Okay, we confirm again, we continue, and we allow it. Now it's ready. We check the Terraform version again, just to make sure it's correct. Then we write Terraform init. That's the initialization. And the Terraform has been successfully initialized. Now we run Terraform plan. The Terraform plan actually is something that is a command that allows you to see all the configuration that you plan. Let's make a little bit bigger, that you plan to run through this Terraform file that you are creating. So here is all the configurations. So it's my instance, is the machine type that I selected, A2 micro, is the name, project, and the zone where it's gonna be created this instance. It's gonna create that's the initializing parameters, which is the images. That's basic configuration that I have been creating for this instance, and is the network is default. So after we have created the Terraform file and we have initializing the Terraform and see the plan of this Terraform configuration file, we can run Terraform apply. Terraform apply. We run yes, as you can see, is here creating given a running. And now the Google Cloud Compute instance is in the creating process. If you go to your Google Cloud account, let's leave all this, and we go to the compute, we see that our instance is creating. This is the zone that we specified. This is the, if we go Here, make a little smaller. This is the name of the instance that we have created here. And this is the zone that we specified in our Terraform account. It's going to take some time until the instance is going to be ready, fully created. But after we are created, we can check one by one the configuration that we have created through the Terraform. So let's refresh it. And now my instance is in a running status, is created already. So we can open the instance and see with detailed configuration. And we can go here and see that is in the running, is an A2 micro, and is the basic configuration that I have specified in my Terraform file. If you want to create more files with Terraform, you can create network, more private network, you can create buckets, you can create more advanced instances. That is another way how you can write the code through the Terraform, and you can do the automatization of your infrastructure through the Terraform application or software.